What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you guys feeling? How you guys doing? Today we are going to be talking about Benjamin Šeško and Ollie Watkins, about Manchester United's dire need for a striker, and of course, we are going to go forward by giving you guys the transfer window and the transfer news and all the updates that we have seen so far. So, guys, bear with us as we get situated. We are absolutely getting things together. Like I promised you guys, we are going to be getting better every day when it comes to content. We are going to be looking for ways to get better every single way. But this is a topic that we definitely need to tackle. It is a topic that every single person has spoken about, and we are going to be focusing on it today. We are going to be focusing on Benjamin Šeško or Ollie Watkins to Manchester United. That is going to be the conversation today. And you guys, make sure you guys join us in the comments down below. Let us know what you guys think about this situation. And as you let us know, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button to make sure that you understand and you are in right here with us, kind of rocking out with us. You get me? That is the plan, and that is the way we are going to be rocking it out today. So, guys, let's keep on going. Let's make sure we hit that like button, turn on your notifications so you do not miss anything, and let's get this party started. Now, the first thing in this situation is that we are going to be talking about Benjamin Šeško, like I spoke about. You get me? We are going to be talking about Benjamin Šeško, like I spoke about. This is coming from Laurel Whitwell from The Athletic. He basically says, Man United believe Ollie Watkins could be available for 40 to 45 million pounds, while a deal for Benjamin Šeško is expected to cost around 69 to 78 million pounds. So those are the two. That's kind of where we are going to start from. You get the price range for those two players, very, very different. They're very, very different. Dang, I wish I really got water before we started, but that's not going to stop us from going on. The price range for these players are very, very different. You understand me? They are absolutely different. With Ollie Watkins going for 40 to 45, and bear in mind, this is an estimation. It is not a situation of like it is surefire. It's an estimation right now. But in my mind, this estimation is spot on. It is spot on because for Benjamin Šeško especially, Benjamin Šeško has a gentleman's agreement with RB Leipzig. You understand? When he stayed last summer, he had a gentleman's agreement, and that gentleman's agreement was if he really loves a club, if he really loves a club and wants to go to that particular club, the price range is going to be around 60 to 75 million. I think it maybe kind of gets to 80. I'm not really sure. But for this particular one, it is absolutely remarkable to think about. You understand? It is a lot of money. It is a lot of money. And to come to think about this whole situation, you have to kind of get to the nitty gritty about what they actually want, what Manchester United actually wants. And today we are going to talk about it. You get me? Today we are going to talk about it. We are going to focus on what has changed so far. What has changed? What have been the updates that we have gotten with Benjamin Šeško? You get all those things we are going to be covering today. So make sure you guys stay tuned because I'm telling you, it is going to be exciting. Nani Best has come in. What's up, Nani? Shout out to you, big dog. He comes in and says, Benjamin Šeško all day. I want you guys to literally tell me the reason why you want Benjamin Šeško over Ollie Watkins. And I'm basically going to break it down in my mind what Manchester United might do and what I think they should do. Those are the two different things that we are going to be focusing on right now. Because, yes, Benjamin Šeško is going to be the shining toy. But one thing is that where does Manchester United need right now? What does Ruben Amorim need right now as we speak? What are the things that he needs? And those are the things that we need to focus, and those are the things that we need to talk about. You get me? So before further ado, let's get it started. You get me? Um, Nani says he is young and we can still sell him in the future. The truth about that situation, about this selling in the future, is that Manchester United is really not a selling club. We are really not a selling club. So I really do not look at that situation as something that dictates Manchester United's moves in the market. I don't really want us to be a selling club. You get? I don't want us to be a selling club. And in my mind, I think it has to be a situation where we need to kind of look to, can this player effectively help us right now and get us to the place that we want to be? And if he can, then that's the player we go for. That's the player we go for, not just for right now, but also for like in the future. What are we looking at? What does he look like? What does it look like as Manchester United in that mind? You understand what I mean? It has to be. We have to kind of look at it for now and for the future. Brakofi, Brakofi, how buddy? Patrick, thank you for coming in. I appreciate you guys for storming in. I absolutely appreciate that. But that's the truth about this situation. We need to absolutely look at it as not just a situation of us understanding where Manchester United is, but understanding where we are going to be in the future. 2 years from now, what is going to be the situation? 3 years from now, what is going to be the situation? But also with the mindset that the person needs to be able to affect right now. The person needs to be able to get the deal done right now. The person needs to be able to score and introduce a really top-notch attacking style right now. We cannot wait. That's the truth about it. We have to is that middle ground, the middle ground of understanding that Manchester United need a striker right now, but also understanding and knowing that Manchester United need to get somebody that would also be one for the future. You get me? Those are the two things that we need to kind of focus in this situation. So let's kind of run through what has been spoken about so far, especially from Fabrizio Romano, because I want you guys to actually like pay attention to what he's saying, and then we kind of go through the whole nine, because I think it is absolutely um it is really good for us to get it from someone like Fabrizio Romano and kind of watch out for what he says and kind of break it down in that situation. So let's go with Fabrizio Romano. Vamos.
On Manchester United, I can tell you also one more detail. Don't forget that the man behind the story is a man who knows Red Bull Group very well, and is Christopher Vivel. Christopher Vivel is a former director from Red Bull Group, then he joined Chelsea and then Manchester United, but Christopher Vivel internally is driving this interest in Benjamin Šeško. So pushing for this opportunity, he knows the boy, he knows his potential, he knows his development, how special can be. So two different options, two different strategies is going to be on Benjamin Šeško, but for sure an interesting one to follow in the next season. On Manchester United, I can tell you also to add one more detail.
So that's one thing about this deal right here. Right. That's one thing about this deal right here. Fabrizio Romano, of course, is the Don. We all can agree that Fabrizio Romano, when it comes to what he does in the transfer window, it is remarkable. But the truth about this situation is that he's saying it so eloquently, but he's not kind of opening up what we know about this situation. So Christopher Vivo is someone. Let me even kind of put him up so you guys can see him. Christopher, Christopher, if I can spell Christopher, Vivo. He's someone that absolutely got his stripes, right? He got his stripes at RB Leipzig. And I'm going to put him up right now so you guys can see. Guys, give me 1 second also. He got his stripes from RB Leipzig. And as he got his stripes from RB Leipzig, he was a player, or not a player, but someone that was in charge of recruitment. He definitely got all the deals done that RB Leipzig are being known for right now. The likes of what's the Diarra that comes from Senegal. Right now Benjamin Šeško, because he has definitely done a big one with Benjamin Šeško. So in this situation, just about it's not just about Christopher Vivo, right? It is also a situation where we need to understand that he has he has right now, as we speak, a a a relationship. He has a relationship with Benjamin Šeško. You understand? He has a relationship with Benjamin Šeško, and that is the good thing about this situation. That relationship with Benjamin Šeško gives us an opportunity, and that is where Christopher Vivo has absolutely come to play, because he has been pushing single-handedly, might I add, for Manchester United to buy Christopher Vivo. to buy Benjamin Šeško. Internally, he knows this player in and out. He knows Benjamin Šeško in and out. And that is why it will be ludicrous in my mind anyway, right? It will be ludicrous not to trust the person that you just put in charge of recruitment. It will be ridiculous in my mind if you do not trust the person that you just put in charge of recruitment. Excuse me. You get me? You just put him in charge of recruitment, so it has to be a situation where the conversation needs to be had. At least it needs to be considered. You get me? Um, we also have conversations, right? It basically says here that Watkins to communicate with Villa that he wants to move to Manchester United. If or he wants to move if the Man United bid, he wants to be accepted. So this guy, I don't know why he writes like this, but Ollie Watkins to communicate with Villa that he wants to move, and if United bid, he wants to accept it. Or if United bid, he wants to accept it, or he wants it to be accepted. United, understand, club is looking to get a deal for around 45 million pounds, with Watkins pushing it. It will put this in position where it would be difficult for Villa to turn down. Positive as player wants this to happen. So that's definitely one thing that we see in this situation. It is um, a lot of rumors have come out right now that Ruben Amorim wants Ollie Watkins, while Christopher Vivel wants Benjamin Šeško, and is trying to push for it. Ruben would be satisfied with either of those two players, but prefers Watkins. Club very confident that they will secure one of them. The work is being done. This is by Ross Howard. I don't know how credible he is, but it is definitely something that he has definitely gotten some really nice shots off this summer. Envy, what's up, man? How you doing? Missed you, buddy. But yes, that's the situation with this one right now. And we have to talk about it though. We have to talk about it because in this situation, it is going to be a tough one. You understand? It's going to be a tough one for us to make. It's a tough decision. You are looking, okay, let's first break it down, right? Let's first break it down, right? Um, let's break it down. Ollie Watkins. What are the positives of Ollie Watkins? What are the pros of Ollie Watkins coming to Manchester United? And what are the cons of Ollie Watkins coming to United? And then we look at the pros and cons of Benjamin Šeško. So let's get it started. In this situation, first things first, right? We have to look at Ollie Watkins. Envy, I'm doing a show right now, so we definitely do that later for sure. Um, but Ollie Watkins in the first things first, right? When we're looking at Ollie Watkins, he's a 30. In fact, let's start with the pros. Let's start with the pros. Ollie Watkins is, in terms of the pros, we are looking at a Premier League proven striker. A Premier League proven striker. It is no doubt about it that Ollie Watkins is somebody that has proven it in the Premier League. There's no doubt about that. You understand? No doubt whatsoever that he has proven it in the Premier League. And then we got to also then look, right? In this situation, he has been able to score last season, I think about 16 to 20 goals last season, if I'm not mistaken. In terms of his total amount of goals for Aston Villa. Bear in mind, at the end of the season, he wasn't really favored by Emery. He wasn't really favored by Emery. Um, guys, sorry. Number 9 says, Jackson, please, brother, Fro. Why do you want Jackson at Manchester United? D DC, I think that's D3 says Kopama Ballon d'Or. Nick Rain says, what club is this for? Is for Manchester United. Number 9 says Jackson over both. Jackson, let me is number 9. Let me know what you think. Why Jackson over Benjamin Šeško and Ollie Watkins for Manchester United? Because I'm actually curious. For United, you lot need Šeško, bruv. Let us know, Nick. Let us know why you think Šeško is the right man for the job. Because that's kind of why the situation is. United did good with Cunha, most definitely. I absolutely agree with that. We definitely did great with Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo to even add to the fact. Because when I tell you that we have gotten gems in those players, I am absolutely proud of that, of those signings. Absolutely, it is crazy that we got them, two of them in, and in a quick fashion that we did. Don't get me wrong, with Brian Mbeumo, it took a while, but we definitely got it done after all. Says Jackson is way better than Sheshko. He is prem proven. Jackson, can you really say that Jackson is prem proven? That's the question here. Because Jackson, yes, has scored double digit goals 2 seasons that he has been in the Premier League. But I would actually argue that Jackson has had a really tough time in front of goal. I would argue that. He has had a tough time in front of goal. That's why Chelsea has basically found a better option in Delap and in João Pedro. Um, Nick says, I think his age is big. Sheshko is like 6 years younger. Sheshko has an ego. So we're going to talk about that, right? We're going to talk about those situations, and we're definitely going to get to it. Right now, we are kind of speaking on the pros of Ollie Watkins to if he was going to be joining Manchester United. So, you guys, let me know what the pros are for Manchester United getting Ollie Watkins that you think, and then I'm definitely going to tell you mine. In this situation, right, what we are seeing in this um, arena right now when it comes to Ollie Watkins is that we know he is prem proven. We know he scored a ton of goals last 3 years that he has been a striker for Aston Villa. He has been that last 2 years ago was the best year that I've actually seen Ollie Watkins do magic. You understand? He did magic in the Prem. But last year, even though last year was regarded as a down year for Ollie Watkins, let me tell you something. He had about 18 goals, if I'm not mistaken. 18 goals, Ollie Watkins. And that to me is impressive. So that impressive nature of Ollie Watkins, and then you then look at Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is somebody that understands how to press, um, does the hold up play very well, understands how to bring in other players and other strikers and other wingers. Those are the things that definitely. And then he also knows how to find the back of the net. It is quite crystal clear that he knows how to find the back of the net. Ali says Sheshko can be another Leipzig flop. Who was the first Leipzig flop? Let me know. Envy basically says, bro, I think it's good if you had a United logo in the background so people know what you're talking about. Yes, I definitely need to do that, and I will get to that. Alex says Ollie Watkins over Šeško. Huh, that is definitely a new one for sure, but we're definitely going to go into it. He says Ollie Watkins is slow. Ali says Werner and Nkunku. Well, you are absolutely right. Those were two players that came from the Leipzig group and did not do the greatest in the Premier League. So we have to absolutely acknowledge that fact. It is not a joke at all. But I think with Benjamin Šeško is a little bit different. Benjamin Šeško is a little different because I truly believe that he has all it takes to be a striker. You understand? All it takes to be a Premier League striker, and he just needs to be molded. He just needs to be molded. He just needs to get a sense of like this is how we play. Don't get me wrong. Last season, Benjamin Šeško scored 21 goals for RB Leipzig, but in the Bundesliga, I think he scored 13, and that was not the best. You understand? In the Bundesliga, you know that they are going to be playing a certain style of football. You know that it's going to be a mid block. You know all those things is going to be there, and so you expect Benjamin Šeško to be able to capitalize on those situations, score a little bit more goals, but he didn't do that. So that's definitely my worry about Benjamin Šeško. But I still look at the situation. Before we even get into Benjamin Šeško and even kind of do the deep dive about him, let's finish Ollie Watkins. We have spoken about the pros about Ollie Watkins, that he is a Premier League proven player. He is definitely cheaper when it comes to Manchester United actually trying to buy him. He's somebody that knows the league in and out. He knows how to find the back of the net. He's very good in build up. So he's very technical with the ball. So he's not very scared. He's not scared at all when you put the ball in his feet. He's also quick enough to absolutely put defenders on their back. You understand? All those things are the pros of Ollie Watkins. But then let's look at the cons, right? Let's look at the cons and kind of just focus on that situation in the cons of Ollie Watkins to Manchester United. Ollie Watkins in this situation has He's 30, he's going to be 30 years of age before this summer kind of is over, I believe. Um, he's arguably going to have maybe tops 3, 4 years in the top level that he's in right now. It is definitely going to be, he's on the wrong side of his career. Let me say that. He's on the wrong side of the career. Now, don't get me wrong. I truly think that he is a talented player. And if Manchester United is all about now, he might be the best player for us to go for. However, I think Manchester United are in a rebuilding phase, but we are caught in that phase of where we need to make sure that next season is really good, especially for Ruben Amorim's sake. But also, we need to understand that in 3 years' time, we need to have the best squad in order for us to do the Project 150. If you ask what the Project 150 is, Project 150 is basically Manchester United in 3 years are going to be 150 years old as an organization or as a soccer team, whatever way you want to call it. But in that situation, right, Manchester United wants to win the Premier League in their 150th um, year old as an organization. So that is the goal. And in my mind, in that situation, Benjamin Šeško has to be the guy. Now let's look at the pros and cons of Benjamin Šeško, right? The pros and cons of Benjamin Šeško. Um, you have to look at this situation. Benjamin Šeško is a tall bloke, right? Very strong, has very good striking of the ball. You get me? um is 22 years of age. So 22 years of age basically means that we are going to be having, right? We are going to be having over a decade of football from Benjamin Šeško if he decides to stay at Manchester United for that long or for that while. So that situation on its own, to me, it makes sense that Manchester United go for Benjamin Šeško. Don't get me wrong, in terms of the cons about Benjamin Šeško is that Benjamin Šeško and RB Leipzig are looking to get around 68 to 75 million pounds for his services. But if you think about amortization, and this is the key part about this situation. If you think about amortization, then you have to understand that this deal, if we can spread it out to 5, 6 years, is going to be the easiest deal to get done. Why is this the easiest deal to get done? Because Leipzig have resorted into the fact that Benjamin Šeško is going to be leaving them this summer. They are not going to be holding him back, so they are not going to make the negotiations difficult. However, Ollie Watkins, on the other hand, and Aston Villa have literally told Manchester United when they inquired about Ollie Watkins that they do not want to sell. They do not want to sell Ollie Watkins this summer. And what you see in that situation is that they are going to start playing hardball, and Manchester United cannot be dealing with those things anymore. Anyway, let's get into the questions and the comments and the chat basically. Envy says, congratulations, 150 years in the shocking face. Yes, I know it is crazy talk. It is crazy. Ale says, I thought it was Newcastle. If United buy Šeško, it's another Hoyland and Xerxes. Now that's a question that I don't want to say disappointed because you definitely have the thought process, and Rasmus Hoyland especially has definitely showed that that is a valid criticism. You understand me? But this is where I think there's a little different. I still truly believe that Rasmus Højlund is a talented player. And I know that that is a very, very, how would I put it, controversial thing to say. I truly believe that though. I saw a lot of things in him, and I truly believe that he is a talented player. With Joshua Xerxes, we know Joshua Xerxes is a talented player. We know, we can see it. We saw that last season. The moment he grew into Manchester United, he settled in Manchester United. By the way, last season was his first season. Last season was his first season. I don't understand why you would hate, or not hate, but categorize Xerxes as a flop. Last season was his first season. There's no time to rest. There's no time to do anything in that situation. So I honestly do not believe. I don't think that we can categorize um Xerxes as a flop. Now let's talk about Rasmus Højlund. Just to answer that question, Rasmus Højlund, I believe we need to give him one more season. One more season to make sure that we are absolutely right, that this talent is not fitting for Manchester United. Because we saw what he did last season, the first season. I think it was 15 to 18 goals in the first season. Highest goal scorer at one point in the Champions League. So I still believe that we have a talent in him. Now the question is, does he have the confidence to get that back? That's the question. Um, Life Loop says, no, no, you are wrong for that. What am I wrong about? Please let me know. Envy says, did you buy the United kit? I have not purchased mine yet. Funny enough, I don't think I have bought a United kit um since 2013. I don't think I've bought a United Kiss since 2013. So that's the tough part about that situation. Soccer Gamer says Šeško could go to Newcastle. If Isak is going to Liverpool, there is a chance of that happening. Yes, you are absolutely right, Soccer Gamer. Because right now, as we speak, I think Newcastle is actually ahead of Manchester United in terms of the negotiations or the transfer window kind of avenue and basically kind of run of the mill. Why is that? Because Newcastle have basically been tabled. They have tabled around 80 million pounds, right? They tabled around 80 million pounds. And why did they table that 80 million pounds? They tabled that because of the idea that they want to get him, regardless of if Isak is staying or not. Now, I believe in this situation, right? I believe the situation is that they see Isak as someone that is going to be leaving Newcastle. They see that. And if he's leaving Newcastle, it doesn't make any sense for them to stay, for them to kind of go through the motions. They need to get a replacement and get a replacement quick. That. And so, in that sense, I think that is the reason why Newcastle have gone in so aggressively, right? So aggressively to get this deal done over the line. And don't get me wrong, I understand why. I truly understand why. It makes total sense because he fits that Newcastle system to the T. He fits the system to the T. He's strong. He basically, funny enough, I think he even has more strength than Alexander Isak. He's less prone to injury than Alexander Isak. So it is going to be a tough one. And I think that's the battle that Manchester United are going to be facing. You understand? That's the battle that we are going to be facing. We cannot afford to be like, oh, let's wait to see at the end of the summer if the price tag is going to go down. We cannot afford to do that. We need to get on it and literally stay on it to make sure that this deal gets done. That's one thing that we need to do. You understand? That's definitely one thing that we need to do. And we need to do it ASAP. You get me? So now let's talk about some other transfer windows. So before we even do that, based on the things that I spoke about, right? Based on the things that I spoke about, I told you guys I was going to let you guys know who I think will be best for Manchester United, and that has to also do of the situation of what Manchester United needs and what we're looking for. Manchester United this season has basically been going for the idea of Premier League proven, give us the deal right now and focus on getting this summer, focus on getting this winter, or not this winter, but this window as best as we can for the coming season. But I also feel like with Manchester United getting the deal done for Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo, because we got the deal done for those two, I truly believe that Manchester United are going to go for Benjamin Šeško first. Not because um they are not going to be backing what Ruben Amorim wants, because it has been reported that Amorim actually wants or prefers Watkins over Benjamin Šeško. But I believe Christopher Vivo will get his way in this situation. Not just because of he is the head of recruitment, but because he actually has a understanding and a background about this player. And that is why I feel that Manchester United are going to go for Benjamin Šeško. So let's continue the comments and let's talk about the comments. In this comments, we are basically having here the soccer gamer says, do you think Rasmus Højlund will stay or leave? I think he stays. I think Rasmus Højlund stays. I think we need to give him one more season. One more season to kind of prove that he is a Manchester United player and he is a Manchester United striker that could lead the line. Because I still need competition in that role. Joshua Zirkzee, in my mind, is not the competition that he needs. So yeah, Santi basically goes out and says, "Why didn't we just pay 75 million for Osimhen?" Brother, help me ask question. Brother, help me ask question, bro. Help me ask the question, because if we are dealing with the idea of signing Benjamin Šeško from RB Leipzig, right? We could have gotten um Victor Osimhen. The only difference about this situation, right? The only difference about this situation is that Benjamin Šeško is going to be costing less in his day-to-day and weekly what do you call it, wages than Victor Osimhen. And of course, Benjamin Šeško is younger. Victor Christopher Vevel knows him. Those are all the things that I believe kind of figured out why they didn't go for Osimhen and why they're actually trying to get Benjamin Šeško. Um, Soccer Gamer says he's staying at Galatasaray. Yes, he's definitely going to Galatasaray. B Frank, welcome, brother. Welcome back, man. It's good to see you again. I saw you last night and I'm seeing you again right now. So shout out to you. B Frank says the World Cup is a home game for Messi now. Not really. Not really. The World Cup is in the US. Yes, I understand that Messi is playing in the US, but I don't think that that would be the case. I don't really think that Messi is all of a sudden going to feel like a home. If it was playing in Argentina, then I would get it. Um, Leslie says, Šeško, we want Šeško. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely want Šeško too, and I think he is going to be the right man for the job. I do feel like he's going to be the right man for the job. Not because of the whole nine of like me not liking Ollie Watkins, because I think he is a good player. I just feel like Manchester United are building for the future. We also need to understand that Benjamin Šeško is already an established player. So it's not the situation of like um it's not the situation of saying that Manchester United need somebody for right now. He's an established player. He's not a young player in the sense of he has not gotten experience under his belt. He has played Champions League football. He has played Bundesliga football for Leipzig for so long. You understand? And so I think it is a situation where we bring him in. And some people comparing him to Rasmus Højlund. When we signed Rasmus Højlund was not a perennial striker for Atalanta. He was somebody that was breaking into the first team. You get me? Even though they signed him. Ami says, if you don't sign a new striker, how many goals do you think Højlund scored this season? I actually think Højlund is going to be a 15 goal kind of striker for a Premier League side. I think he has that ability. I think he has that ability. Don't get me wrong, he did not show it last season, but I believe it was because of his confidence was shot. His confidence was shot. He focuses and he looks at Instagram and social media so much, and all those things get to him, and he starts running very heavy. John, thank you for the badge. I appreciate it. Manchester United Glazers are not good for United fans. United fans are upset that they are still here. Well, that's definitely a thing, but we don't even really need to speak about that situation for real, for real. Ollie Watkins is not leaving us. Santi said, Sean says Ollie Watkins is not leaving us. Well, what we have gotten as a report is Ollie Watkins is actually okay with Manchester United coming in for a bid. And what we have heard in terms of the reports is that Ollie Watkins is opening to telling Aston Villa that if the bid comes and it's suitable, they should accept the bid. So that's definitely things. So it's quite sad, but Newcastle also said that Isak was not going to be leaving them. But guess what the situation is? Jad says Anthony, goodbye. Good days ahead of us. That's definitely true. Um, so I'm definitely glad about that situation because Anthony has to find a way to get to Real Betis or go somewhere. Somewhere. Just find somewhere to go. Emmy says, who has the higher upside, Hoyland or Šeško? I definitely think Šeško. I think Šeško because Šeško is lethal, man. Bro, he's lethal. His ball striking is crazy. But don't get me wrong, I don't think the upside is that crazy higher than Rasmus Hoyland because I truly believe in Rasmus. Like, bro, I might be the only person in that camp saying give Rasmus Hoyland another try. FTV Trunk says Watkins is a Premier League proven player. Šeško is not. You are absolutely right, also. But the thing about that situation is that Ollie Watkins is 30 and Šeško is 22. You understand? Šeško is 22. What Manchester United did already was we went into the market and bought already Premier League proven players in Ruben as in Brian Mbuemo and and Mateus Cunha. And in my mind, I think it is okay for us to do the jeopardy now. It's okay for us to take the risk to get a talented player that has the ceiling of world class. Ollie Watkins is a really good Premier League player, but we can't argue of world class. You understand? We can't really argue for world class for Ollie Watkins. I don't think anybody will sit here in their right mind and say Ollie Watkins is a world class player. Or because you can't even speak about potential with Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins is 30. He's 30 years of age. There's no potential in this situation anymore. You get me? Soccer Gamer says, what if Jackson comes to United? And I will support him. Jackson, don't get me wrong in Jackson. His biggest problem is putting the ball in the back of the net, even though that is the main job of a striker. But everything else that he actually brings to Chelsea is something that Manchester United actually needs. The guy that's able to hold up play, the guy that's able to carry the ball and run distances, someone that is fast, someone that is strong, someone that understands the right passes in the right moment. Those are things that we need. You get those are things that we need. But one thing we also need is someone that is going to be able to convert half chances, convert full chances, convert opportunities that is given to them by Brian Mbuemo and Mateus Cunha, of course, what's his name? With Bruno Fernandes. Son Son of Veron says, if I just feel Manchester United is going to do well next season. I literally said it in my live last night. I said Manchester United are going to be ending up in fifth place next season. And I know when I say this, a lot of people are like, brother, what are you smoking? What in the world are you smoking? But don't get me wrong. I've literally calculated this situation. I've looked at it. I've focused on it. I've basically thought about this situation. And I truly believe that Manchester United have the team, have the squad, and are going to get the squad by the end of the summer to get us back to the top four positions. And if not top four, the fifth place for us to be specific. Um, Sean says, yes, but Ollie Watkins rejected his boyhood club, Arsenal, so I doubt he would leave. He didn't really reject Arsenal. He didn't really reject Arsenal. When Arsenal came for him in January, it was Aston Villa that rejected the deal. They paid 40 million for him. He was open to leaving. Remember the time that Marcus Rashford was chosen ahead of Ollie Watkins. He was open to leaving. I think he's still open to leaving. So I think that's the little difference in that situation. Soccer Gamer says, who has been the best player for United last season? I don't think it's even an argument. It's Bruno Fernandes. Emmy goes on to talk about the only thing I think Šeško lacks is his raw pace. I don't think he is much better than Zexi. Wow. One thing let me say, Easy in the building, man. Easy, welcome back. What's up, man? One thing I have to say is I disagree when it comes to raw pace. Benjamin Šeško is fast. He is a fast player. Now, he's not like Rasmus Højlund fast. Because don't get me wrong, Rasmus Højlund is blistering in terms of pace. He is not what do you call it? Marcus Rashford fast or Anthony Elanga fast. But he is quick. He is quick to get to the right position. He is quick to get into the box when he's out of the box. Those are the things that we need to make sure. He's definitely faster than Joshua Zirkzee. That's for sure. Easy says, I think he's faster than Zirkzee. Zirkzee may be more technical. You are absolutely right. Joshua Zirkzee's game is not pace. Joshua Zirkzee's game is arriving at the right moment, at the right time. Joshua Zirkzee's game is more close to Dimitar Berbatov than Cristiano Ronaldo in terms of pace, or than Cole in terms of pace. You get me? So that, or Jamie Vardy in terms of pace. So that is Joshua Zirkzee in that position. So Chris says Šeško or Watkins. In my mind, I think Šeško. I truly believe that Šeško is the right man for the job right now. This is the moment that we need to get him. Because don't get me wrong, Manchester United have been looking to buy this boy for so long now. We have tried 3 times to get him. And I don't know if you guys know this, but before Benjamin Šeško went to RB Leipzig, Manchester United tried to buy him for about 1.9 million. That's what his asking price was. But Manchester United bid $1 million, maybe £1 million. And he went to RB Leipzig because they paid that money. He went there because they paid the money. Manchester United also came back for him during Erik ten Hag's time. They wanted to get him before they even got Rasmus Højlund. And guess what? He said no to Manchester United. The reason he said no to Manchester United was because he did not feel that that system and that the project was not right for him. You understand? He did not think that the project was right for him, so he turned it down. You get me? He turned it down, and that is somebody that has a head between his shoulders. That's somebody that has a head between his shoulders. Soccer Gamer says, "Do you think Rasmus Højlund is an important player for United?" I think he can be. He can be an important player. He really can. Because bro, when I say I believe in Rasmus Højlund, I told you guys when we signed him that Rasmus Højlund has the ability, right, to score 20 goals a season for Manchester United. I still believe that. I still believe that. Now, I did not know that when he gets challenged in terms of, like, how would I put it? In terms of things are not going well for him. When he gets to this adversity kind of situation, he drops, his head drops. I did not know that. But the person I saw in Atalanta, I truly believe that he had everything that Erling Haaland had. Every single thing. Chris says, I am a Newcastle United fan, but do y'all really have the money to outbid us? That's definitely a point there. We do not have the money to outbid Newcastle. Not at all. We don't have the money to outbid Newcastle, especially because if Alexander Isak leave Newcastle, Newcastle are going to be having an influx of 125 to 150 million pounds. So we do not have the money to outbid Newcastle. But what we do have is Christopher Vivell. You get, it's Christopher Vivell that brought him to RB Leipzig. What we do have is the Manchester United logo. It's playing for Manchester United at Old Trafford. That is what we do have. It's playing for the biggest club in the world. That is what we do have. Don't get me wrong. I believe Manchester United are in a really tough place now. But all those things still matter. It mattered to Mateus Cunha. It matters to Brian Mbeumo. And that is why we saw them at Manchester United. Anyway, before we go any forward, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't, so we can absolutely get to our goal of 10,000 followers on TikTok, and of course, 1,000 subscribers in YouTube. So thank you guys very much. So get it going. Let's go. Let's round it up, and then hit that like button also, so we can get to 2,000 likes on TikTok, and we can get to 10 likes on YouTube. So let's get it started. Soccer Gamer says Isak goes to Liverpool. That is a good transfer market. Isak is a talented footballer, no doubt about it. Isak is the best striker in the Premier League right now as we speak. As we speak, in the world of delusion. What do you mean in the world of delusion, buddy? Let us know. Kind of expand on what you state in your statement. Instead of you just coming in and say the word of delusion, just expand on the statement, okay? Um, Soccer Gamer, I know that that's why we are going for Šeško, and then maybe we start to back him up. Chris, yes, okay. Yes, that's one thing about Newcastle. When Newcastle have the money, you have the money. Especially because the only person that you have bought, I think, is Antonio Alanga. I think that's been your major signing so far this summer. But like, you guys still have the money to do it. In fact, if Manchester United were not in the race, I believe you guys might have gotten the here we go by now. If we were not in the race, you might have gotten the here we go by now. And I truly believe that. Because when you guys went in last week, I believe last week Friday, you went in with vigor. You went in straight up saying, we are going to pay the 80 million. We are going to pay the 80 million. Just come to us. You understand? Soccer Gamer says we never know. We never going to know in this transfer market. Well, that's one thing for sure. Um, Barreino says you said Man United is the biggest club in the world. That's 100% delusional. Well, tell me a club bigger. Tell me a club bigger. I know you're going to say Barcelona because you have the red and blue on right there, and you're going to say Ronaldinho, bro. When it comes to just straight up facts, right? Don't get me wrong. Real Madrid has the most titles, right? They have the most titles. But if we are talking about the biggest club in the world, if we are talking about the biggest club in the world, you get, of course, I knew the argument already. You're going to say Real Madrid and Barcelona. When you're talking about the biggest club in the world, if you're talking about the fan base, if you're talking about the reach, right? Nobody reaches Manchester United when it comes to eyes on the club. That's why I say it's one of the biggest, if not the biggest. You understand? Not about the trophies or about our domination right now. It's honestly, it's truly about Manchester United's results in terms of getting fans. Manchester United as a worldwide brand. Jad says, what do you think about Juventus offer when it comes to what? To Jadon Sancho? I'm not sure. Berenino, this is the thing. This is the conversation that we are talking about here. You can basically take semantics of saying one of the. You can basically take the semantics. But let me tell you something, and this is straight facts. Manchester United have a bigger fan base than Real Madrid and Barcelona. Bigger fan base. Now, don't get me wrong, that is not only the thing that quantifies, that's not only the thing that quantifies being the biggest club in the world. You understand? I understand and I agree with you that Real Madrid, when it comes to being the biggest, has a claim for it because they have won the most trophies in Europe. You understand? But if we are looking at Europe, Real Madrid has not even won the most trophies in the world. If we are looking at the world, Chris says if you all miss out on Šeško and Villa doesn't want to sell Watkins, would you get Jackson? No, Jackson is too expensive. What Chelsea have basically put on Jackson in terms of the price that they want, it's too expensive. They literally want 80 to 100 million for Jackson. It's ridiculous. There's nobody paying that for Jackson right now. Brahino says zero facts, but I believe you. Okay, well let's check it out, right? When it comes to and I shouldn't even be doing this, but I'm going to kind of indulge you for a second. When it comes to the most trophies won, it is not Real Madrid or Barcelona. In fact, let's Google it. Maybe, maybe this will help you. Anyway, let me not even battle about that. Let's focus on what we need to do. Um, do 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 do. Anyway, but yes, let's focus on kind of what we are speaking about. We got a little distracted, but we can definitely get back to it. Um, so Brahino Apila is beefing. Nah, bro, we ain't beefing. We ain't beefing, bro. It's all love. It's all love. But yes, let's kind of get back into the transfer window and let's kind of kind of focus on that. In terms of the biggest trophies they are, yes, I agree with you. La 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 la. So with the transfer window, we have looking at Flamengo. Flamengo and Athletic have signed all documents for Lino deal worth around 22 million euros plus 3 million and add-ons. Here we go, has definitely been confirmed. So that's definitely started. Of course, it says here that Victor Osimhen will land in Istanbul on Wednesday. All documents are countersigned medical on Thursday for Osimhen and back to Galatasaray. There we go. Galatasaray are planning for Victor Osimhen's travel to Istanbul in the coming days. Meanwhile, Alvaro Morata didn't train with the team today as he wants Como. Morata has no intention to stay. He's keen on the Como move. Well, Morata definitely should find his way out of that place real quick. Berenino follow. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. I truly appreciate you. um, it says, where do you think you will finish this year? I think Manchester United are going to finish in fifth. I know you're going to call me delusional. I know you guys are going to call me delusional, but I'm okay with being delusional because what I've basically looked and the way I've tallied things together, I think Manchester United are going to finish fifth next summer. Next summer in May, we are going to be at fifth place, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll see. He says I can see seventh respectively. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people can see that situation. A lot of people can see that situation. A lot of people can see that situation. He say, so he said, you go share your formula. What if Manchester United stays in 12th place? Well, if we are in 12th place, that's a progress because we were 15th last summer. But I actually feel like with Manchester United um, not having, with Manchester United not having European football to play, the focus definitely is going to be at the Premier League level. And I feel with that, we're absolutely going to get fifth place. We look here and says real Guna says that's malaria speaking seventh. Oh, bro, you ridiculous. Don't go worry about your team and how you guys are going to figure out how to play with with Victor Yokeresh. Be here talking about Manchester United that is climbing. Um, Nationwide says Nationwide is on your side. Says who do you want from these two? Definitely Benjamin Šeško. Definitely Benjamin Šeško. I think Benjamin Šeško is a better striker of the ball than Ollie Watkins. He is younger than Ollie Watkins. He's somebody that we can see that can actually get us to world class status in terms of a striker if everything goes well. Yes, I understand he doesn't finish as well as he should in the Bundesliga, but I think his finishing is actually really good. He has a lot more pace than Ollie Watkins to get back into the position. He knows how to hold up play. He's also a tall bloke, so he can give us a lot of defensive covers in the front post, and also is a threat in the back post when it comes to the offensive line. So there's so many reasons I can give you why I believe Benjamin Šeško is the right man for the job. for Manchester United. Berenino says fifth is reasonable, given only one game a week. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Given only one game a week, Manchester United can become fifth in the league. And I know a lot of Arsenal fans, like the real Guna, is going to absolutely not agree with me, and he's thinking I'm delusional. But we'll see. Lamp says Rashford is going to cook for Manchester United. Well, he's not Manchester United anymore. But yes, I think that saying could definitely be true because I truly believe that Manchester United are going to get a rise in his bid or a rise in his contract or the what they would need because Marcus Rashford is probably going to score 15 to 20 goals next season. Real Guna says he's scored 39 goals in training already. Brother, relax. Brother, relax. Brother, relax. Real Guna says, come on now, fifth. When I go carry pew pew be that. Bro, let me say this, bro. I need you guys to understand what I'm talking about in this situation. A lot of people are not understanding that Manchester United are not going to have anything to do in the week. All we are going to be having is preparing for the person we are going to be playing in the weekend. That is all we are going to be doing. And in that sense, if Ruben Amorim cannot get us back to these positions, it is going to be a problem. And with the likes of Branu Buemo coming in, Mateus Cunha coming in, let me tell you this, and I'm being real for you guys. I'm being really real. Manchester United are going to be getting up in there in terms of the table. Brahino says, oh sorry, Soccer Gamer says Barca and Real Madrid the best rivalry in Spain. Well, for sure. Um, I have Rashford. I'm uh I'm coming for Euro 2. Brother, relax. But you ain't coming for Euro for nothing. You're not if Real Madrid could not beat us to Euro, what makes you think you can? Um Otumba Kendrick says there is FA Cup and there is the Carabao Cup. But this is what I'm actually going to tell you, right? I don't think we are actually going to be focusing on those trophies. Now, I feel wholeheartedly that Manchester United, having that we are getting more of a depth, equality in depth. Like for instance, we have the starting number 10s. We have the starting number 10s in Mateus Cunha and Brian Mbuemo. And then we also have the backup in Kobe Maino or Bruno Fernandes. I'm talking about them. I'm not saying Bruno Fernandes is not going to start. I'm just saying that that could be a backup for that number 10 position. You also have Mason Mount and Ahmad. So those are the things that I'm saying. So the focus of the Manchester United is going to be the Premier League. Carabao Cup and FA Cup, we are going to be using the rotated side. Rashford is the best for Man United. Well, definitely not. I definitely think he needed to leave for sure. I love the guy to death, and I'm still going to support him when he goes to Barcelona. Now that he's in Barcelona, I'm still going to support him until he gets back to Manchester United, and I want him to get back to his best. Um, Nationwide says, I would prefer Duran if he was an option. Don't get me wrong, I was screaming it at the top of my lungs when Duran was first outed to go to Fenerbahce. I said, no, Manchester United need to go there and get a loan move. Get a loan move for Duran. But um, but that did not happen. That definitely did not happen. The first game, Unago Pele 4, bro, you are joking. I literally said it, bro. Let me even tell you this so you guys can see it, right? So you guys would not see I'm joking. If you look at my notes right here, the first game right here says Arsenal, right? It says Arsenal. I want you guys to see this. It says Arsenal, and it says Man United are going to be getting 3 points. This was my calculations, right? For Manchester United's first 10 games. Our first 10 games, I literally have calculated it already on who I believe we are going to get 3 points from, 1 point from, and no points from. And we are going to defeat Arsenal on the 17th of August. I want you guys to mark it right now. Gunnar, mark it right now. We are going to defeat Arsenal on the 17th of August. I believe so. Then let me see this. It says them the call player you they call Mount may person way Sun Mount. He heard. Bro, you go see they there they play. Um, what other positions do you think United need? Okay, United absolutely need a midfielder. We need a very combative midfielder that is someone that is very good defensively on the front foot and defensively on the back foot. Um, we need somebody that would be able to link the defense and the offense, but still have the ability to dominate in the midfield when it comes to physicality. Basically, I'm speaking and I'm basically describing Beleba. You understand? I'm describing Beleba. Guys, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, guys. Hit that subscribe button so to um we can get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and we can get to a 10,000 on TikTok. So guys, let's get it going. Soccer Gamer says, okay, let me just finish the question about what positions we need. We definitely need a midfielder. I think we do need a goalkeeper for him to basically challenge Andre Onana. We do need a center back. Because I feel like we need to sell Harry Maguire. So those are the positions that I think that we definitely need, and of course we need a striker. That's undoubtedly. I think it's not even up for debate in that situation. Soccer Gamer says when Rashford is in United, why everyone says he should leave. Don't get me wrong, I think Marcus Rashford is a talented boy and he's a talented player, but he needs something else. He needs something else. He has already said he wanted to leave, and we should not be holding anybody back. If you want to leave Manchester United, you are not bigger than the club. You leave. Soccer Gamer says first game against Arsenal is going to be an L. I absolutely disagree. I disagree. Nationwide says we ain't beating Arsenal, big bro. Watch it, bro. I want you, bro. Follow me and make sure you come back and actually comment on that, because I'm telling you. Huh. He says such a funny joke. Okay, watch, bro. Watch, bro. I'm ridiculously confident in this situation. So why are you doing yourself? Why are you doing this to yourself? Guna, bro, you know me and you, bro. You know we are absolutely going to be checking up on each other when it comes to this. We are going to, and I'm telling you, bro. When we make this happen, when we win that game about 2-1, 2-0, I want you to come back here and just say, I apologize. I apologize. Would you do that, bruv? Would you do that? If we win you guys, if we defeat you guys 2-0, I want you to come in here and tell the chat, I apologize. Great hustle. Greetings to you, my friend. Greetings. Greetings to you, brother. Greetings to you. Um, Saldina, oh geez, Saldana, I hope I pronounced your name well. If I didn't, I am absolutely sorry. Saldana says, we are getting Šeško. I hope so. Because we need, you know what? You know the jeopardy we need? The jeopardy we need, right? We need Benjamin Šeško versus Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres that said no to Manchester United and he wanted Arsenal, 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 when. Now he's in Arsenal, right? He is in Arsenal. And if Manchester United can get Benjamin Šeško, we will going to see the battle of who is going to have the bragging rights. Because I'm telling you when I say this, it's not going to end. I am going to say so much things. I'm going to talk about so much. It's going to be ridiculous. Um, from says keep Onana and buy midfielder or buy a new goalkeeper and keep the same midfield. Keep Onana and buy a midfield. Absolutely, bro. I don't actually think Andre Onana is a bad goalkeeper. You understand? He has been bad. He has not had help. And our defense has been allowing a lot of shots, and he has been making a lot of characteristic mistakes. But we haven't even seen the Andre Onana that we bought from Inter yet. That's the crazy part about it. We haven't seen that. You get me? Atumba says, bro, you know the funny thing about your name? Your name is Otumba. I believe that's how you pronounce it, but in my language, Atumba it means I'm not even going to say that online because we couldn't be talking about that. But let's go. You say you can't be expecting a win at Arsenal and say you are realistic. Speaking based on delusion here, brother. I am speaking, right? I'm speaking based on what I see and what I am basically targeting on what I know Ruben Amorim has in store for us. Why do I say that? Not just because of Manchester United are going to get better, but because Arsenal are first going to get worse than then getting better. Actually, have Arsenal winning the league. If you watched my live video yesterday, I said Arsenal are going to win the league next season. But one thing I'm going to say that is going to happen, and you guys mark my words, Arsenal are first going to get worse before they get better. And if they get better first and then get worse, Arsenal are going to lose the league. And that's why it is going to be very, very tough. I want you guys to understand this because you guys are not you're not putting the context together. Arsenal have not played with a number nine, a real number nine in a very long time. In a very long time. Even Gabriel Jesus is not a number nine. The system is not predicated on a number nine. Now they have gotten Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres is going to demand. He's going to demand the ball. And they need to figure out how to play with Victor Gyökeres. And that is why I strongly believe that Manchester United, being that the two players that we brought into Manchester United have already played the system that we play, we are going to have more cohesiveness than Arsenal. And that is why I believe we are going to defeat Arsenal on the first day of the season. So I hope that makes sense. Um, Jazz the truth says Šeško is the next Haaland. I hope so. Soccer Gamer says Arsenal is the scary team, is the truth. They are going to pressure y'all. No doubt about it. United forever. United, United, United. Soccer Gamer says you never know what will happen in the first Premier League season, in the first Premier League game, I think, of the season. I think that's what you're saying. Um, Brahino says, "What's your language?" I'm a Tiv man. Well, that's where my parents definitely are. I know Tiv. Otumba says Arsenal didn't upgrade. No, they definitely did. That's not what I'm saying, buddy. I'm not saying they didn't upgrade. I say they're going to get worse first before they get better. They definitely upgraded. They absolutely upgraded. They got the best striker in the entire world. You understand? The most prolific striker in the entire world. But if you know anything about chemistry in terms of bringing a team together, you first have to suffer. And I'm not even speaking on the idea of like Ruben Amorim or what he said, but you first have to actually get bad because you're trying to figure out the kinks of what the system needs to kind of upgrade and get it better. But then you're going to get better. I still do believe that Arsenal win the league. I'm telling you, I'm saying it now crystal clear. I believe that they have the squad and they are going to be the best team in the Premier League. But I think that the first game of the season is going to be so disjointed. They are going to be so disjointed that Manchester United is going to win that game. Chris says, I don't know about that. Liverpool going to be crazy. I know, no doubt about the fact that Liverpool are not going to be, especially if they get Isak. I just feel like there's so much going on with Liverpool, and we do not even need to say much about that. That it can swing them in two ways. It can swing them in them getting really bad or getting really good because they're playing for a higher purpose. But I really believe that Arsenal wins this. Um, Brother, I've been telling everyone I can see us doing what Leicester City did and us winning the league. I would wish that, bro. I will wish that. I truly wish. But I think it's very tough because we do not have a striker yet. If we had Gyökeres, I would actually say Manchester United will be challenging for top four. But we do not have that yet. And if because we do not have that top striker yet, that's why I think that it's going to be a tough one. No Europe is a blessing. You are absolutely right about that. It definitely is a blessing. We need to focus. We need to absolutely focus on getting the situation done. Um, anyway, Atumba, basically, congratulations on becoming a title giver. That's definitely shout out to you, bro. Being generous and stuff. Shout out to you. He says Gokaresh is a hustler of the ball. He's not a box striker. He adds to the build up and also finishes well. You are absolutely right. You are. You are. But the thing about your crash, right? Salute to you, brother. The thing about your crash, and I need you to understand this, right? Your crash is also a very, very good inbox striker. He's a very good inbox striker, but he's also a striker that kind of comes out, goes to the left, goes to the right, and run with the ball. He's not a striker that wants to lay it off like that and then go on. He wants to come down the flank and dance. Those things are going to change the way Bukayo Saka runs. It's going to change the way Martinelli runs. It's going to change the way Martin Odegaard passes the ball. All those things are things that would absolutely affect Arsenal in the start of the season. Don't get me wrong when I'm saying this. I'm not saying that Arsenal are going to be bad. I actually think they're going to win the league. But I truly believe that they are going to be bad first. They're going to get bad first and then they're going to get better. By the way, Kendrick Otumba, shout out to you, big dog. I truly appreciate you. Shout out to you. That gift you definitely gift is definitely going to be really good for the channel. Is going to go right back into the channel because that is what we do here on Pillar Sports. Um, Olifield says, I think Rasmus will be shining this season along with the two new signings. You are absolutely right. I think, let me say this, right? And I am basically, it feels like this guy right here, I think your guy, Olifield or Oilfield, um, we are the only two people in Rasmus Hoyner's corner. It feels like we are the only two people in Rasmus Højlund's corner because I truly believe that Rasmus Højlund has what it takes to be a really good striker in the Premier League, and he has shown that already. We're just going to see whether he's going to be the Rasmus Højlund of last season or the Rasmus Højlund of the season before. That's what we are going to see. You get me? And I truly believe that we are going to see the Rasmus Højlund of the first season. Otumba says Arsenal is beyond the level of getting bad. We aren't building a new team. We are just adding to it. And yes, bro. And I don't think. Okay, let me say this. You understand when Arsenal lost Saliba the first season or the season before this, they really started allowing a lot of goals into their net. They had that weird situation where they just couldn't stop people from scoring. That cost them the league. Last season, at the end of the season, they also had the same problem with Gabriel Magalhaes. He was injured. He went out. Arsenal lost to PSG, blah, 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 whatever. But what I'm trying to say here is, what I'm trying to say here is, when you add a pivotal cog into a system, right? A pivotal cog into a system that you're trying to push that system, right? What happens in the first go round is they stumble. It will be it will be a remarkable thing. It will be remarkable to see Arsenal just take off the way they took off, or the way they are expected to take off, especially with bringing the likes of Zubimendi, bringing the likes of Gyökeres. These are key players in key positions. You understand that these players have never played with. You get me? That's the reason I'm saying it is going to get bad first before it gets better. I'm just trying to set you up for something so you do not have your heart broken. Um, Len says, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but they will win the league. They are a complete team. I doubt it. I really doubt it. I'm a Manchester United fan. Vamos, brother. Um, Leonard, thank you for following, buddy. Thank you for following. I truly appreciate it. But that's one thing I'm trying to say in this situation, though. We need to understand this. He said that's how Gabriel Jesus moves, bro. He just watched from the start, blazing guns. Okay, we'll see. We'll see, bro. We'll see. And that's the thing about this situation. I hope you have followed us so you can actually come back and we can have the conversation about this. You understand? So we can have the conversation. I truly believe in this situation that I'm talking about because I've seen it. I've seen it in the teams that I manage, in the teams that I manage, in the teams that I speak to. When we bring a new player in, All of a sudden, we have to kind of talk to every single person and reminding them what they need to do because we need to then adjust to the player. It happened with Manchester United. When Sir Alex were in the last season, in his last season, we brought in Van Persie. In the start of the season, bro, we were finding it difficult to score. We were finding it difficult to score. Bear in mind, we had the best striker in the league at that time in Robin Van Persie. But then he made adjustments. Usually, Manchester United were a ground team in terms of attacking. But then he made adjustments. He understood that we needed to get the ball quicker to Van Persie because of his runs in behind. And that adjustment is what gave Manchester United their 20th title. We got worse and then got better because of his presence. You understand? That is the reason why. That's all I'm saying. Otumba says, I love Hoyland, I really do. He's just not in the right club. That might also be the case. That might also be the case because Rasmus Hoyland is a talented boy, man. He's a talented player. He's a talented player. He truly is. If and when Issa goes to Liverpool, he's going to be a nightmare. He's going to St. James's Park. He's going to have a nightmare St. James's Park in 2 weeks. Let me not lie to you. One of the places that I am always scared of, I am always scared of in playing at is St. James's Park. It feels really tight, and the Geordies are absolutely insane when it comes to supporting their team. They are insane when it comes to supporting their team. Everyone, Pillar Sports is the best. He shows love and respect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Pillar Sports is a United fan. He shows love and respect to Liverpool. They are not just a club, a family. Well, salute to you. Liverpool definitely has a really good side. They really have a good team. They really do. And being that I'm a United fan, I'm saying that out loud. It hurts me to say. Newcastle is a team of bullies. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Newcastle, when they are in this situation, they do not play. They do not play. They absolutely have taken on the role of their English coach, their English manager in Eddie Howe. And guess what? They even bought someone else that will bully you based on his pace in Antonio Langa. It is going to be ridiculous. It is going to be ridiculous. Guys, we have 9 people in here. Make sure you guys hit that follow button, people. And we have 10 people on YouTube. Guys, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button so we can absolutely get to our goals. Our goals is basically 1,000 on YouTube and 10,000 on TikTok. That's the goal right now. And I'm telling you, bro, we are basically going to be doing a lot of MLS content, making sure that we can bring to you guys a different side of football that you guys might have not watched. We're going to be going to different places, giving you guys really good interviews and things that you would not be seeing on regular places. So, guys, hit that subscribe button. That's definitely the promise that Pillar Sports definitely promises. So yes, that's the situation that we are facing. And then let's keep on going, guys. Let's keep on going. We have after Inter written proposal worth 42 million euros plus 3 million add-ons, Ademola Lookman's camp told Atalanta again today about clear desire to leave. Atalanta insists on 50 million euros valuation for Lookman as there is no green light to move as of now. They should just let him go. After what they did to him, they should just let him go. I don't like this. They need to release that dude. They need to let him go. Everton keep waiting for Malik Fofana. Final decision is on the on future, as his priority is Champions League football. Bro, my eyes is hurting, bro. It's crazy. I need to wear my glasses. Soccer Gamer says, it's going to be an emotional opening game in the Premier League season for Liverpool. I'm not ready to cry, bro. It is going to be an emotional one, no doubt about it. That number 20, man, it rocked me. It rocked me so hard. Al Jazeera and FC C wow SC Braga have agreed a 10 million euros package for Semyon Banza. At the moment, Banza is not giving his green lights to the move to Al Jazeera. R 1.0 says Oli will never be as successful anywhere else besides Villa, same as Jack. Oh my God, that's definitely a Villa fan being mad that Ollie Watkins might be leaving. Don't get me wrong though, it might not happen. He might not be as good as where he was in Villa, but you can't really have that in as a very um clear statement like that. By the way, the statement that Jack Grealish is not successful is also wrong. He's a treble winning player. He's a treble winning player, and he absolutely contributed in a really good way for Manchester City in that season. You get me? Chris says, see, if we get Šeško, he's going to cook. Eddie Howe is good at developing players. For example, Isak. No, one thing I would say is you are absolutely right. Eddie Howe has basically gotten, he has gotten the best out of the players that he has gotten. You get all the players that he has gotten the best out of them. He says Eddie Howe didn't develop Isak. Isak has been a baller since day one. Well, Isak wasn't doing what Isak did right now in Real Sociedad. He definitely got better under Eddie Howe. That's one thing I would say. Jack didn't start. He would have been a hero if he stayed. But a hero basically in Aston Villa and maybe in relegation. Because him leaving, him leaving gave you the opportunity to get more players in. You guys should just be thankful, bro. He stayed a year longer than he should have, in my opinion, anyway. He stayed a year longer. So, bro, just be grateful. You guys having him there, guess what? He might be coming back. You never know. He might be coming back. Um, it says, "What's your ideal formation, coach?" Um, ooh, I'll show you guys. Instead of me just saying it, I'll show you guys. By the way, this is my one and only trusted tactic board, and I'm going to show you guys my ideal formation. Because I think it's quite simple in my mind, right? My ideal formation is really quite simple. La 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 la. Yeah, I think this might be it. This is my ideal formation. And I know it's crazy, but for right now, and based on my journey in my coaching situation, this right here has been my ideal formation. It has worked really well for me so far. You understand? It has worked really well for me so far. Now, the truth about this formation here is that these two players are key cogs to making this formation actually work. Chris, thank you for following. I appreciate you. These two, these two players right here, are honestly, key cogs to making this formation work. If these two players are not combative, it doesn't work. So basically, in this formation, I need the likes of Baleba and someone like Zubimendi or Kobe Maino. Someone that can lead the line in terms of, or basically De Jong. De Jong will be perfect for this solution. But this is my ideal solution because it gets the opportunity to actually be converted, right? To be converted into coming to this way, going to this way. It is the easiest way to kind of convert a lot of things. But also, the idea is that it stays compact no matter what. It's compact. It gives you an opportunity on the flank. It gives you a compact situation in the middle because you're going to be having this kind of situation when it comes to a defensive attribute. You get me? So you see how compact it is? It honestly feels like a 4-2-4. He honestly feels like a 4-2-4. Can you see it a little better? I don't know if it shows because of the green screen. Can you guys see it a little bit better? Right here? Is this any better? Let me know in the chat if you guys can see it. Okay, perfect. So based on the defensive situation, it is a 4-2-4. But when it comes to offensive situations, right, then you have a 4-2-2, or you have a 4-2-2, or it can basically go into a 4-2-3-1 situation. But the idea is the midfield is very, very crucial in my ideal formation. That the two midfield is absolutely pivotal. Absolutely pivotal. It is definitely a make or break situation. Those kind of how I would see the situation, honestly. Yeah, it definitely is. Anyway, let's keep on going, guys. But that was a brilliant question. What's his name? Frank. Brilliant question. I love it. Thank you very much for that. Anytime I get the opportunity to actually talk about my coaching journey, I definitely want to talk about it. Um, how do you feel about Arsenal taking Gyökeres over Šeško? I think that's the right thing for them to do. You know, one thing I would say though, I think it's very difficult because Šeško was Arsenal's second plan. You understand? No, sorry, Gyökeres was Arsenal's second plan because Arsenal have been trying to get Benjamin Šeško for the longest time. Arsenal have been trying to get Benjamin Šeško for the longest time. They have tried to get him when he was still before he even signed his new contract with RB Leipzig. When Edu was still in the position, right? Arsenal wanted Benjamin Šeško. So I actually thought that it would have been the best situation because Mikel Arteta had already figured out a very good way to work with Benjamin Šeško more than he figured out working with Gyökeres. But don't get me wrong, Gyökeres is an experienced player, not just experienced, but also very talented. And so he will be able to utilize him. And he has everything that Benjamin Šeško has. The only thing about Benjamin Šeško that has better than Victor Gyökeres is his height. It's just the height. That's the only thing better. That's honestly the only thing better. You get me? It's honestly the only thing better. Feels like Gyökeres will have to take time to adjust to speed. Exactly, bro. Don't get me wrong. It's not even that he's adjusting to speed because he has played in the Premier League before, but he has to adjust to being the number 9 up front. You understand? And playing in a Premier League side. Because Premier League defenders, right? You can go to a Premier League team. And in this Premier League team, let's say you play against Brentford. You play against Brentford's tall defenders that honestly do not have any chill when it comes to clattering someone, right? But you also play against Baleba. And then you go to play against Sunderland, and now you're playing against Granit Xhaka, and you're playing against Henderson. These are really, really talented boys. So the ceiling of the Premier League is absolutely insane. The ceiling of the Premier League is absolutely insane. Don't get me wrong, it is insane. It's incredible. So Gyökeres is going to struggle first. I believe he's going to struggle. He's not going to kick the ground running. And if he does, he's definitely going to have a spell where he doesn't score. You understand? He's going to have that spell where he doesn't score. But don't get me wrong, I still truly believe that Gyökeres and Arsenal are going to lift the title. I believe that. I truly do. You get me? I truly do. Guys, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button down below so we can get to 1,000 subscribers and we can get to 10,000 followers down in TikTok. So, guys, hit that thing. Let's get it. So, that's the thing I'm talking about here. Those are the situations I'm talking about. You understand? But one thing is for sure, former Arsenal goalkeeper is back in the Premier League because the reports are basically here. Aaron Ramsdale to Newcastle is a here we go deal in place with Southampton for the goalkeeper. The buy option clause also included in the deal. So a buy option clause, okay, that's definitely smart. Heavy loan fee and salary covered by Newcastle, as Dave Onstein reports. Ramsdale will travel for his medical this week. So this is a loan deal. that has definitely found a way to head for Ramsdale to head to Newcastle. So this is really good in my mind. This is really good. This is really good. See, I don't know how to feel about Ramsdale as a Newcastle fan. Bro, you guys, Ramsdale is a really good goalkeeper. He is. He is. And yes, you guys definitely got five goalkeepers. But I'm sure you guys are going to get rid of some. It basically says here by Dave Onston, that Newcastle have reached agreement with Southampton to sign Aaron Ramsdale. The deal for the 27-year-old England goalkeeper season-long loan plus a sizable fee and option to buy. Permission from the Saints to travel for medical and finalize the transfer to Newcastle. So that's definitely something. Um, I definitely think you guys definitely got a good thing there. By the way, Chelsea have gotten the here we go for Jero Hato. That's a very, very good centre back, man. You guys should watch out, bro. This is Thiago Silva when he was young. This is Thiago Silva when he was young. Chris says, I think he will back up Nick Pope. You are absolutely right. Nick Pope is definitely the number one. Gerard Hato, understand that Gerard Hato deal is now very close with Chelsea. Here we go, is definitely coming soon. Negotiations at final stages with Ajax after new direct talks today. Hato waiting on the green light to travel and go to Chelsea ASAP. Another thing going on in this situation is that the three-time Premier League clubs or three Premier League club pushing for Stefan Ortega, while Fenerbahce are also in country talks. A move for Burnley has fallen through now. A summer departure for Ortega this summer is becoming increasingly likely. The reason is that Edison is set to stay and James Trafford is joining Manchester City. By the way Manchester City got the deal for James Trafford is ridiculous. Luka Jovic has received a formal proposal from Cruz Azul, and it's the only one he's considering from the Mexican side at this stage. Decision has not been made yet. He's considering all factors, including his family. This is a person that was playing for Real Madrid at one point. It is sad, man. It is sad. Um, Amir says, I just saw Watkins live on Saturday. Video on my page. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. Thomas Müller will sign his contract, which runs until the end of 2026 in the near future. The Whitecaps are set to pay up to 400,000 pounds, sorry, not pounds, but $400,000 for the rights from Cincinnati, as per whatever that guy's name is. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. Oh man, there's so many things going on, but yes, Thomas Muller is definitely going to the Vancouver Whitecaps. The deal is done, so we definitely see Thomas Muller going on that situation. He says, what is the latest news on Benjamin Šeško? Nothing right now because a lot of people are sleeping. A lot of people are sleeping. The only thing that I will tell you about the situation is that we are going to be hearing from where he's going to go by the end of this week. That's one thing I'm going to say. Um, I think we are going to know where he's leaning towards, whether he's leaning towards Manchester United or he's leaning towards Newcastle. We are going to be knowing by the end of this week. And I think that's definitely a good thing. We have to definitely look at that situation. So that's definitely that. But yes, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We here on the live. Make sure you guys take us to 10. We need to get to 10 likes before we kind of end the live. We need to get to 10 likes before we end the lives, guys. And of TikTok, we need to get to at least having 2 more people hitting that follow button, people, before we end the live. It says a lot of money. Okay, yeah, that's definitely true. That's definitely a lot of money for Thomas Muller. We have here, if Manchester United doesn't sign or get Šeško, they will put Mateus Cunha and Obama as a striker. Bro, come on, you are getting it right, man. We've had this conversation already. I've said this thing. The signing of Mateus Cunha and Brandon Buemo is absolutely the signing of Mateus Cunha and Brandon Buemo. The signing of Mateus Cunha and Brandon Buemo is absolutely a deal. It's like it's heaven sent. It is heaven sent. Chris says, I'm too impatient because I'm scared he will pick United due to our owner's situation and the hierarchy. Well, you're absolutely right. The truth about it is Manchester United have a really good project. We have a really good project. And I know a lot of people do not believe that, but we have a really good project. So this is a situation that Manchester United are going to play if we do not sign Benjamin Šeško. You understand me? If we do not sign Benjamin Šeško, by the way, Manchester United are going to play this formation. I've done this so many times, and I'm gonna keep doing it until people actually understand what we are going to play. Because I think this is the best formation, right, for us to be able to actually, right, to actually get to this position that I'm talking about, to get to the fifth place. This is the formation right here. Can we see it? Can we see it right here? It is definitely going to be this formation. So we are not going to be playing with a top nine. We are going to be playing with number two tens or two nines playing in the system with a number nine right here. This is what we are going to be playing. If Manchester United does not, I repeat, if Manchester United does not win the race for Benjamin Šeško or Ollie Watkins, if we do not buy a striker, this is the motion right here. This is the motion right here. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Did you eat something? Back, people. Thank you for your patience. Thank you very much for your patience. But that's what I'm talking about in this situation. That is the solution. That is the solution. If Manchester United does not get a striker, I truly believe that that is what we do. Gibbs White is a Tottenham player, right? No, no, he is not. He is not a Tottenham player. He is not a Tottenham player. Not at all. Not at all. Gibbs White is a Nottingham Forest player. He signed a new deal. What happened in that situation is that um, Maranakis sued, and Tottenham Hotspur basically says, "Okay, let's get this right." And things kind of went left, things went right. Oh, let me just explain it a little bit better, just so everybody understands. Get me? First things first. You had three people that knew about this release clause. This release clause was a situation that was it had a clause in it that it should not be mentioned. It should not be mentioned, and this is what is being reported. The clause cannot be disclosed to any bidder that is bidding. But if they bid that amount or they bid higher, they have to accept the bid. You understand? The idea for this deal was if they come in and bid 70 million for Gibbs White, they can take that money. You understand? They can take the money. However, what happened was Tottenham Hotspur and Dan Levy went in there and literally offered 60 million pounds, which was exactly to the number, to the T of worth the release clause was. And so Maranakas was like, nah, bro, nah, you ain't gonna cheat me out of my star player. Only three of us knew about this deal. And three of us knew about this deal. We also knew that this deal could not be leaked. So if I did not say it, that means either Gibbs White or Gibbs White agent said it. You understand? And that's where the problem happened. And he sued, and the problem kind of got from there. Facts only in the building. Shout out to you, man. Um, you definitely are definitely going crazy with your daily missions. So shout out to you. Say, I only speak in facts. I am telling you, Arsenal struggles break into top four in Prem. I don't understand what that means, but I know that Arsenal are going to have some troubles in the start of the season. That is definitely, in my mind, I think it's going to be a factual statement. I truly believe it's going to be a factual statement. Anyway, guys, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button. Guys, I've been live for so long now, and I think it's about going on 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken. But we always do this. We are trying here to come every single night, every day, to give you guys more news and every single thing that you guys would need to get better and to kind of focus in everything when it comes to the Premier League, when it comes to football, when it comes to American football, you can always ask those questions. We don't just talk about soccer here, we talk about everything. You get me? We talk about the world of sport. That's kind of what we do here on Pillar Sports. So, without further ado, guys, hit that follow button if you haven't. Hit that like button, comment down below, hit the subscribe button if you guys are watching on YouTube, because we are on our way. We on our way to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and 10,000 followers on TikTok. It says Pillar Sport to Manchester United. Here we go. Vamos! United, United, United. Much love to you guys. I love y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.